Hello, it's not me. I'm not the WiscoRider you saw on the news. Greetings, everyone on YouTube. Welcome to a not so wonderful day in October, southeastern Wisconsin. We've got a couple hours before some rain comes in. Thought we would get on the road and talk about this past week. Man, this past week was just full of drama. It was just a weird week. Usually, something might happen, but this week was just more than usual. Got some hunters. Before I get into this week's drama, by the way, I was on the news, or I was not on the news is what I should say. Before we get into that, I wanted to do a couple of shout outs. First of all, I want to shout out to WiscoRider, BCR. He's a motovlogger in southeastern Wisconsin, closer to Milwaukee. He actually started after I did, and he has 500 subs just this past week. He passed that milestone, and I really enjoy watching his videos. He gave me a shout out when he first started, and he has now surpassed me. There's no misunderstanding why. He's got this epic beard. You just can't miss it. I just really enjoy watching his videos. So if you get a chance, if you watch my videos, you're not aware of BCR, go search for WiscoRider. He rides a road glide, and lots of fun. Also does knife reviews, which I thoroughly enjoy. And then the other shout out, actually, I believe it's today. Today is Adam Sandoval's, I'm sure you're aware of Adam Sandoval. If you're not, he's another motovlogger, quite famous. And today he is working on the Guinness Book of World Records. And I really wanted to be there. He's down in Texas. Paris, Texas, Harley Davidson he's teamed up with. Apparently there's a Guinness record for how many Harley Davidsons in a row for, I don't know, period of time or length, stretch of whatever. I'm not really sure what the exact record is, but this is not his first attempt. I think this is third or fourth attempt. So it looks like he really has it organized this year. So I think he might actually accomplish what he's trying to set out. So kudos to Adam Sandoval and good luck with that. Wish I was there with you guys. I know a lot of people have ridden down there. I've just got too much going on, hence this drama. So let's go ahead and talk about this past week. Like I said, I was not on the news, which is kind of an interesting, why would I say that? So just a few days ago, I was heading to bed, so I fired up my iPad. I looked at Facebook, brought it up, and I do have a Facebook page for WiscoRider, which I don't do a whole lot about, or with, I just post. And I had this strange direct message on my WiscoRider page. It says, hey, I don't remember the guy's name. It's some news anchor from CBS 2, I think. I don't have it in front of me. CBS 2 in Chicago. I'd like to talk to you about motorcycle rides. So I read this and I look at the timestamp and it was 9 hours previous. It's like, oh wow, I'm pretty excited about this. Who wouldn't want to talk about motorcycles with the news? I think I have no idea why they want to talk to me. Maybe they found me on YouTube and maybe it's fall riding or something to that effect. I was pretty excited, and I wrote back, sure, I'd love to discuss motorcycle rides, or I'd love something along those lines. I'm actually I'll post it up on the video screen here. So then shortly after I read that on Facebook, I got a comment that showed up in my email, a YouTube comment showed up in my email. So I was checking my email and there's a YouTube comment that says, hey, your channel was on the news today, on Chicago News today. Now, I'd like to give a shout out to that guy, but unfortunately I think he deleted his comment. So when I went actually into YouTube and looked at the comment section, there was no comment there. So the only thing I can think of is that he left the comment. Of course, they get emailed to me, and then he deleted the comment. But I want to give you a shout out. I'd like to tell you who it is, but anyways, well, that's really interesting. I'm already on the news, so maybe this news anchor went ahead with it. So I decided to fire up the web browser and start searching for CBS News in Chicago. Pretty easy to find, obviously. And just like every other news station, you know that they're going to have little blurb. You know, they do their little puff pieces, and they've got little sections. I think every news channel does that kind of thing. By the way, I'm just riding around in normal stuff. Nothing. To me, this is great. To you, you've probably seen it before. Anyways, I look and I see this video thumbnail for. I wish I could remember what it was called, but it was not positive on motorcycle riding. Like motorcyclists terrorize people in Chicago. It's like, oh shit. All right, how can my video be used in a negative manner? Because this is, you know, who trusts the news? At this point, at one point, I'm super happy that the news is gonna pick me up, and now I'm thinking, I should have known that the news would just pick out some negative aspect of my videos and put it up there. So I'm watching the video, and it's about these, we'll call them squids. If you like sport bikes, that's fine. I actually like sport bikes too. One of my favorite bikes is the H2. Love to own one. Anyway, it's a bunch of, I don't know, it's like, they said 200 to 300 people on motorcycles. I don't know if it's that much. I didn't see that on video. And the news anchor is talking about how we've got it all caught on tape of these motorcyclists terrorizing people in Chicago. Sure enough, they show the video, and it's guys doing wheelies, coming up to direct stops with people crossing, cutting people off. It looks pretty dangerous, and it isn't responsible or ethical riding in any way. Completely blowing all sorts of laws and putting people's health at risk. I don't know, lives, I don't know. I think that might be a little bit of a stretch, but in any case, it does not look positive to the community, as you would imagine. So I'm thinking, well, what does this have to do with my channel? You know, or now I'm thinking, well, maybe they're going to flip over to old guys on big Harleys and how they're just cruising around. And as I'm watching it, they come to another cut of the video, and down at the corner of the screen it says WiscoRider. It's like, oh, I understand this now. So I'm not sure if you're aware, but YouTube allows channel names with the same name. And I don't know if they have to be case or if they just allow it straight up the same, I don't know. But in our case, or in my case, there's WiscoRider. I have a capital R, capital W, capital R, all together, one word for WiscoRider. There is another WiscoRider that had started after me. So I have the URL, I actually claimed the URL, youtube.com/WiscoRider. The other YouTuber, and by the way, I'm making some assumptions here, and I can't say for certain it's this guy, but I think you can draw the same conclusions I did. But there's another channel, a sport bike guy, who does those types of things, and he actually, at the time I looked at his video, his video list, he had his recent video was riding through Chicago. I didn't watch it because I have no interest in that. So here I'm thinking, okay, so by the way, this guy has less subscribers than me, but that doesn't really matter because he started after me and he's growing at a faster rate than I am. So by the time you see this video, he may have more viewers or subscribers than me. That stuff happens. And this news guy, thought that WiscoRider was me. So now that I know this information, or I feel like I know what's going on, I texted him back, or in Facebook they've got this messaging app. I just messaged him back and said, hey, I think I know why you want to talk to me. By the way, his premise was kind of odd, right? I don't think those news guys are really straight up. I'd like to talk to you about motorcycle rides. Instead of, hey, I'd like to talk to you about the video that we saw that of, you know, now I understand that directing may not get feedback from that person, but it's still, I don't know, didn't like it. But in case, I wrote back to him and told him, hey, I think I know why you're trying to reach out to me. The person you're looking for is not me. I think it's this guy. And then I gave him the URL to his YouTube channel, which is not youtube.com/WiscoRider. It's youtube.com/user/some. I'll put it up on the screen so you guys can see it. It's not a friendly name. And then he writes back and says, oh, that's good to know. It's like, okay. So anyways, I'm sure he's not the only one. I guess if you watch that video and you search YouTube, I am the first, and you search for WiscoRider on YouTube, I am the first to come up. So in my opinion, at this time, maybe in the future, he'll come up later. So in my opinion, this reflects poorly on me. I'm not too happy about it. So I did reach out to YouTube, just let them know, hey, there's somebody out there with the same name as me, doing this type of thing and making me look bad. I received nothing back from YouTube, and I don't expect to. Their system, and you know what the funny part is, they say put in the URL when you do a complaint, you put in the URL of the person you're complaining about. You know what was really funny? I put in my URL. It clearly didn't go to that URL. It just took the title name and then brought back all these videos. Please check the ones of the videos that you have issues with, which were all my videos. So instead of actually pulling the videos from the actual URL, all they did was pull the name of the channel and pull down this list. So I mean, what am I supposed to do? Make a complaint about myself? Anyways, their system, you can't get a hold of anybody, and I just don't expect to hear from them. And as a matter of fact, I wish I didn't, because there's a slight chance that they'll just shut them both off just because they can. I'm nobody in the world of YouTube. Going back to Andrew Sandoval real quick, his recent post, he was doing this 30 vlogs in 30 days challenge, and the one I just watched this morning was talking about why do you ride, or what do you love about riding, or something like that. And it didn't, and I didn't have to think about it. Well, that's cool. I didn't have to think about it long at all. The first thing that popped in my mind is that it's home. I think being on a motorcycle, and it's really anything on two wheels, this goes back to my childhood when my bicycle was like my best buddy. It went everywhere with me. I rode it every single day, went everywhere with it. It enabled me to get out into my town, and I would be gone for the entire day, just as long as I'm back before the streetlights come back on. Anyways, to me, it's just the feeling of being at home. I know people say freedom and therapy, and I think all of that is true for me as well. But number one, it just being on the bike, I feel at home. This is where I just need to be. Kayak through the road. That would have been funny if I hadn't seen him and I went right through the kayak and hit my head on the kayak. That would have been hilarious. Well, anyways, thanks for riding with me today. It's just been an interesting week. I thought I'd share that with you. So in case you do see the channel news thing, I'll put a link in the description so you can find it. Hopefully it's still up. Make your own judgment on the other channel. If you like that stuff, you may be a person that enjoys that type of thing. And anyways, thanks for riding along, and we will see you in the next one.